Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. Thank you so much for tuning in. The light is really bright. It's bringing out all my acne. Every time I go through these huge activations, my body just cleanses. Especially if I'm going through like a throat chakra, it just like the acne all through my chin and my throat. It's weird, right? But that's what happens. Your chakras will produce, even in my kids, when they're having, just after a few days that I go through my clearing, they go through their clearing, and they have the little, acne and stuff through the chakras that are near the chakras where they're cleansing. It's really incredible. Just one of the many health things that we see in, ascension. And so what I wanted to do, I'm inspired to, as you know, all of those that follow our channel and our offerings, I'm always coming up with these new things because I've got so many ideas. And like I say, I've got books upon books upon books upon books upon books. Like literally, I have a locker full of books. No, it's not a lie. I have boxes of books, and I'm creating. I'm a creator. So I press out. I got ideas. Things are moving. Things are just that spirit, right? And so along with the new website that we've got coming up to offer new types of classes. And we're going to be talking about the big energy that I've been receiving this year, which was threaded last year, as I said in one of our recent videos with a client appointment, that I had this divine relationship experience, and it's really just taken me to a whole new level of understanding the multidimensional quantum experience of us alchemizing and transmutating, transcending the energies and the systems of our multidimensional bodies that is all energy and matter. And so it's taken things to a whole new level. And I know that I'm going to be tapping into that at the cellular and quantum healing level as well, in many different ways, because quantum energy is connected with, it's quantum. So it affects, everything. As who we are, and the health of who we are and who we are becoming as, greater light. And we're also, there's other things that we're going to be tapping into too. So we're going to be really excited to bring that forward. But what they've been inspiring me for a while, and I put it on the back burner. But recently I found out in my client appointments is that I'm calling in a lot more because we're opening up and we're pretty much right at the veil. The veil is, kind of pressing us through, if you will, that we're really close with spirit, as if you will. We don't necessarily have to go into a deep channeling mode and the skills that I've gained and the skills that many channels and conduits are working with now is that we have access to spirit everywhere in all things, and we don't necessarily have to go into deep meditations for those channelings. I used to, but now it's just a matter of opening up and calling spirit in, and there they are. But in my private sessions, I've been finding that a lot of family members and a lot of passed over loved ones are coming through for the for me, it's an indication that all of the ancestors, all of our lineage, and all the beings that we're threaded with through all timelines are with us now to assist us moving through these transitions that are really great and profound. Because many of us are working with a lot of our ancestors and our lineage, many tribes that we've belonged to on and off world, because again, these tribes are parts of a multidimensional collective experience in other galactic universal councils that were also threading multidimensional energies and informations about quantum healing, about photonic and herbal healing and medicinal energies that we will require as we get more familiar with who we are as multidimensional beings. And so that's all relaying to many of the groups and the beings that we've always been connected with. They're us, it's all one. And so what I wanted to do is just do kind of an open, really short, weekly. I'm never going to say times because, and that's one thing I always apologize for my audience, because I always have these ideas, but because I have such little support and resources, I can only put things up when I have the time in between classes and webinars and things like that. And to have that help so that I'm constantly making a set schedule. And that's where I'm going to be getting for 2021, as I will have help, and I will be creating those classes on a regular basis, and I will be offering certain things on a regular basis, and we'll have a portal for it so that everybody can join in for the different and various types of healing, intuitive expansiveness classes, as well as many of my clients are also healers and teachers. And so for those that want to take their teaching to a mastery level and really press out in new ways, that 5D way, and that's usually what I teach at a global level, is that mastery leadership, how to press out, because that's the channeled information that the councils are offering me, is to those of us that are teaching the healers and the teachers how to press out and create new, and allow that to be then fanned out to the ones that their clients are coming to. And so that's where we're going to be moving with that, along with so much, other, many pages of other things I want to fit in there too. So the schedule will come, but we wanted to introduce this because what we've been finding in my private sessions is not only the family members, but also pets and dogs. And so we're going to have that work into a part of our video offering and vlogging, if you will. They've been putting, kind of these great ideas in front of me, and it's time for me to kind of step out of my comfort zone. So I will. Spirit knows. And Lord knows I have not listened to Spirit before. And holy cow, listen to Spirit. Every time Spirit gives you a message, listen to Spirit. I mean, it's free will, of course, but you will always find yourself at that part of the road saying, man, I should listen to Spirit. What the heck was I thinking? And you get those epiphanies that say, wow, that was a road that was deeply traveled, and now I'm ready to really try something new. Because sometimes the ego says, no, don't do that. And it's like, no, Spirit knows. Higher council knows. Higher council knows, 8, 12 different avenues that you could be going down, and what's the highest one for you. So always follow higher counsel. Listen to your intuition, honor and work with that divine feminine intuition, that softening and that pleasant space of, receivership, receiving energy, allowing energy to be the flow of who you are. And so I am a conduit, I'm a vessel, I'm an instrument of the holy and the divine, the Christed energies. The beings that I channel, the beings that I come with, is a Christ consciousness. The Christ consciousness is what is felt within my fields. It is what I feel within the crids, within those water bodies and the energies that I tune into. And so while and when I'm moving with energies, I use my fingers as movements within the threads of energy, assisting codes, the axional lines, the magnetic fields. And so I affect the Christ consciousness, the fields of the magnetics and the auras and all that is energy, Christ, the love of Christ. The Christ consciousness, remember, outside of doctrine, outside of what we've known and labeled and termed the Christ, he was a master that represented, as I do, representing the experience of Christ consciousness, which means who we are in the Metatronic state, understanding that we are spirit and matter, and we have the ability to transcend and press out all that we have been. And all masters have carried the Christ consciousness in their various aspects, and they were also placed within sects, if you will, that kind of delineated their version of spirituality. So again, it's taking ourselves outside, looking at the bigger picture of who and what we are as spirit. And there is no judgment on either side. There is really releasing why we need to feel so tied to the words that we have used and how they have limited us. And that is one of the Master Jesus's, Yeshua's, most pronounced message as far as my vibrational energy is concerned, because it's what I've come to continue teaching and offering, is that we are far more profound than we've ever thought ourselves to be, and why the exploration, the experience, and the exploration, the expression, and the exploration, the excitement, those 3 E's that I always talk about, is that pressing out. That is how you're understanding yourself as the Holy Christ, because it's always changing. It's the Christ consciousness that's held within the water bodies, the DNA, the chakras, the fields of Gaia, the grids. All of that is that quantum omnipresent soup, the omnipresence field of Source Creator that we're all connecting with, and it is consciously Christ that we feel and sense. So that's why my body does move when I'm calling in different beings in different energy groups, because oftentimes some of them come with very big collectives that are, hundreds to thousands of beings big, and I'm adjusting to that energy. As well as the dolphins and all of the beings that come in. So today we're going to focus on those messages of that will be of benefit, benevolence, inspired, loving, messages from those that have passed for those that so desire, that listen. And you will sense and feel the energies, because what I'm sensing, they're showing me right now, is what I'm sensing is that although there's many of us, and you'll see that my voice changes and my mannerisms change, because I'm tuning again to the collective, and the divine mothers and the sisters are here helping me introduce this. So thank you, divine mothers and sisters. That as we're talking about, our loved ones, and this is what Joanna has been finding out, is that we're having new relationships from what we understand to be the passed on energies. And we're having that experience that we're all creating in this now moment, meaning that in this now moment, you can press out the relationships that you've had with them and begin anew. It's like new timelines, if you will, new experiences that you can have with them, because that you're becoming more spirit, meaning that they're closer to you now than they ever have been. And it means that although one person might have a passed over loved one that's coming through, the message is simultaneous for others in the group, because their ancestors are also suggesting, this is my love that I'm offering to my loved one, and they will be listening. So just understand that if you feel that vibrational, meaning that it might be Aunt Harriet, if you will, that Aunt Harriet is also portraying and receiving and sending through the all that source is. It's always the movement of energy. It's always the movement of love. So it doesn't really matter. You get out of the boxed in experience that, oh, that has to be for me and just me. We're one. And we often allow one another to be the conduit and the recipient to how others need to hear the message. And that's just spirit. We're all one, right? Okay, thank you, dear little ones. Thank you. And we're calling in, we've called in, always prepare the space beforehand. And we're just asking Lord Michael to ensure that the highest angelic support and energies are all with us for those that choose to see and receive and feel into the holy messages. And we just ask that you just open your divine sacred heart for the spirit that you are as well. And we're calling in any beings that would like to come forward and speak in the highest benevolent factor for those that might be listening now and future now moments. Jane, we've got a Jane. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Jane, or she is Jane. She is Jane. So I'm picking up a Jane. This is a young girl that had passed over. And she looks like she's around 12 or 13. 12. And she's got this, she's wearing kind of like a fleece. And thank you. And she's looking for Jane. It's like she's on the other side of the going, Jane, Jane, I'm here, Jane. And she's saying that she's with you all the time, and she's allowing you to know that your friendships, she plays with you in your dreams, and she's coming with you on, okay, they're just showing me driving and showing when you're driving in your car, and she's with you. And they're parts of the spirits that are moving in and about our lives. And so I know that we think about this in a 3D manner, but they're wanting us to understand, and this is why these are probably important for us, is to get used to ourselves becoming more spirit. And so she's showing me just kind of passing through a car. We think of things so physical, right? But she's showing me that we move with spirit. As I often show you in that infinity symbol. And the spirits of that, the ones that love us, just pass in and out, like they're just with us, and they're, we can smell the perfume, we can smell the recognition of them. And it's just like a passing through. They're with us, they're moving through a car like the angels and the spirits that they are, and they're just moving just very delicately and beautifully, and they're just honoring that presence with us, to be with us in all those moments, to say that we experience what we do as matter, because it's how we understand our reality, and it's how we understand ourselves to co-create with source in that way. Like I need a car, so I'm going to create a car today. In our understanding of time, we think it was, I bought that car 12 years ago, and it's on its last leg, and you're thinking about getting a new car. But they're saying you're actually creating things in every moment. So that car is new for you, and that car can be something new. And it's no different to the energies that you sense in your everyday that are coming to you and saying, we're with you right now. Let's expand on the moment. Clearing the throat chakra. Thank you, teams. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, there's another little boy, roughly about the same age, Archie. There's an Archie energy coming in. And he's a very vibrant little boy. He's like, hey, dude. And he's like dancing, like jumping on a brick wall, like jumping up, and then very springy, very agile little boy. But Archie energy. Let it go, dude. He's saying, let it go, dude. You guys worry too much. You're stressing out, man. Let it go. And the children are showing us, right? They're just passing in and out of our lives. Let it go, man. You guys stressing too much. Just, you know, we improve our health by being in love with who we are and allowing ourselves to be in the flow of spirit. And we're connecting with so many spirits that are just allowing us to say, we're always with you. Like, be the love and the light that you are. Be the love and the light that you are. Be the love and the light that you are. Rainbow children, be love and light. Be love and light, children. Thank you. And that was the connection with the, thank you, Syrian beings. Some water consciousness as well for the children that need those sounds to be placed into the field, to remember you are never alone. We are with you, regardless of whether you are on this planet or not. Consciousness is all things, dear one, and if you need a code of love and remembrance of where you are, most happy and joyful, it's all here, it's all now, sending you codes of remembrance. Waisha night. Hi, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful. Thank you, Spirit. 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 Archangel Raziel. Hi. So the archangels are saying, allow yourselves to feel a bit more fluid in your life. It's really important that we allow ourselves to change. Remember, Giovanna is offering these information so that you begin to feel into different ways of moving about and experiencing your everyday life in new ways, that the veil is becoming thinner. Spirit is more apparent, hearing, seeing, feeling. And what about flowing through your day as if you're an angel in and of itself? Are you not becoming more spirit? Can spirit not move in a different way? Can spirit not be more malleable throughout your movement of life? So instead of seeing things in your everyday reality as you come about it, it's like that's an obstacle. No, just dance around it. And you see the feeling and the resistance and how it just releases itself, because you can become the fluid, malleable energy that is source, and just see everything is this beautiful dance. In and around and moving and around. And it will get to a point where you walk through the obstacles because you're allowing yourselves to know that you are source, that you walk with the heavens, and you're creating that matter right before you. For if it's not required to be there, you can walk right through it and it becomes less and less physical. Do you see what we're saying, dear light ones? So thank you. We have some forest energy. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Elohim. We're calling forward. Thank you, and the bird wisdoms, and the trees, the forest wisdoms. Feeling the energies and the sensations that we feel with nature are going to be different. They're going to be different. Thank you. Hi, Shishiatka. My night. Okay. Thanks, Shishiatka. Hi, Mama. Thank you. Thank you. I love 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 you. Thank you. You hear all the spirits that are thanking you and telling you that they love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. All spirits from your families and all spirits from your past relatives. They're with us right now, just on threads of vibration that we can feel into if we choose. And expand within the now. Through your open heart, expand within that communion with your beautiful grandmother and grandfather, mother and brother and sisters, and passed on children and childhood friends. You see what we're saying is that when you're allowing yourself to open within your heart to the energy of whatever it is, it becomes. See what we're saying? It becomes. And you're pressing into the love that is consciousness. This is how we manifest the source, is it not? It's from the heart, dear ones. From the heart, dear ones. Sybil. I'm seeing an SYLLBLE. Sybil? I don't know. Is that how you spell it? Sylvie? Sylvie? Chez Annalakatake. Garçon? French? Hi, Shishiatkai. And then hi, Tatake. Hi, Tatake. Hi, Annalakatake. Ma Intake. So I'm seeing a couple walk along the streets in Paris. Thank you. My Shishiatka. Can you feel into the laughter of how about there? So we're coming back into movement again and allowing ourselves to feel as spirit in new ways and to feel the nowness of all that is spirit, all the loved ones, all memories that we thought were gone, with the bodies that has transitioned, but they're not. They're all alive memories now, and they're all now. Everything is now. Feel into it and press out into it and feel into the love that's within all things. Feel into the love that is the movement of the laughter on streets as a beautiful couple that have loved each other so dearly are holding each other arm in arm, and they have their elbows locked with one another, and they're holding each other's hands, and they're laughing and they're giggling coming back from dinner one night. And the streets are so beautiful in their impact of that communion and that experience. And it's coming to life. That love is coming to life, that laughter, that communion, that oneness, that gentleness, and that coming togetherness. Oh, so they're saying just as we are now, we're bringing that love and we're pressing it into so gently and just opening up the moment of spirit. We're with spirit right now in this big vessel of communion, this gathering, and we're pressing into the moments of, wow, I just remember my granny right now. And, you know, she used to hold my hand and I would look at her wrinkles and I would love counting them. I was thinking, wow, she's so beautiful. And I would love the wrinkles. Just, I remember the feeling of so soft and beautiful, and every wrinkle was a story of who she was, and I just adored it. And I'm remembering her feeling right now, and she's with me. Thank you, Granny. Thank you so much, Granny. And you know, the love that we all have is that movement of spirit that's becoming ever more thin. The veil is becoming ever more thin for us to press into these moments of love and bring them into the new grids of Gaia, to bring all of our families, all of our ancestors and lineage. And we live through and we rewrite those past experiences, oftentimes that we felt were, you know, sometimes too short-lived, if you will, or ones that we wanted to rewrite and recreate. And this is how they're showing us that we can do this right now. Rewriting the past by flowing into this now love moment, that all spirit is with us. We can call all of spirit with us to bathe the now moment with what it is we so desire from our hearts, and to feel into that experience of love, to press out this now moment as love. And we can do that with any collective and with any being. So we're pressing into the energy of now as our 5D earth, now as our 5D earth, and all of our families and all timelines, all tribes, all systems, all creation is becoming this now in the 5D. Because they're reminding me that in 5D, we're going to have access to all of our aspects of our whole self, so that we will know Okay. So they were saying that many of the energies that I was channeling were aspects of those that are here that will tune in now or future now moments. They're aspects of themselves, and saying that, okay, I don't know if I can explain this. It's like, there's a globe, and the globe is like plexiglass, and it's see-through. And they're standing on different threads of the globe, like we've often showed you about that top-down effect of our multidimensional soul self. And they're looking down, thank you, at this beautiful threading of where we are. And we say down, it doesn't mean quantitative as lower vibrational or not. It's just how I'm seeing the visual. And they're seeing us on that line, those axis lines and the latitude and those lines that we have on our globe. And that's kind of the beautiful experience that we have to know how we are positioned on the planet. And it's no different than how they're showing me in this big plexiglass experience where they're on one thread and you're on another thread, but it's actually you, and you're allowing each other to play with one another, to lighten up those moments that feel, especially if you're feeling disconnected and alone or lonely, and you don't have those special heartfelt connections. That's what, as I said earlier in my earlier recording, that's what 2021 will be for me, will be a reconnection year, that you're actually allowing yourselves at the deepest heart level to know that this is the year of reconnection at the heart, for us to press love into those moments and really alter our reality. It's altering because of our consciousness through our hearts. Why we've co-created the experience that we have on our planet, because it allowed us that immediate heart activation where we're actually contemplating, wow, life is pretty valuable. Life is pretty special. Life is pretty amazing. How can I feel into it? And all of those heart activations and those heart chakra clearings need to be done, because that's how we connect. That's how we have that one human heart connecting with the collective one human heart, that those codes and all of that energies go into. And especially for the children's collective, to have their voices heard, to have their experiences heard, so that they can begin clearing their heart chakras, so they can begin accessing those codes and co-creating and pressing out. And it's really important that we're allowing ourselves to be that quantum flow, that quantum dance, and allowing the flow of who we are as love to be all things, all spirit, all now, and healing those hearts. Because they're saying that it's not, we have those understandings that because the physical body is not there in representation, that they're missing us, and they're wanting us to transcend that and know that there is no, obviously it's been such an overused term, but it is absolute truth. There is no separation. They can pass with you through the car as you're driving, and you have that thought right there. Wow. I remember when we were crossing the street and she was calling me after school, and those are the friends that we honor and we lift up and say, wow, you brought me to a new place of love. You were so, so nice. You taught me a new level of being completely unconditionally loving for myself. And we had such great fun, and you allowed me to share myself at such an intimate and authentic level. And I remember that about me, because they come to us in those moments where we need to remember that. We need to remember the strength of who we are. We need to remember the tribes that we've belonged with. We need to remember the leadership qualities that we've always had and that are ready to now to be brought forward in new ways. And to trust yourself to try new things, to trust yourself and come forward. And if your team is saying you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, try something new, you will be supported. The universe will support you. And just building your confidence and your self-esteem in doing so. So be okay with what your teams and your guidance, your highest guidance, are suggesting to you. And they will always guide you, always, always, always in the highest benevolent way. And oftentimes years down the road, you will say, wow, I know why my teams did that. Like at the time we might not, because it might be a transition and it might be a shakeup that you've never done before. And it takes you completely outside your comfort zone in every way. But you will see that everything has worked out for everybody's highest and best. And to allow your complete surrender and unconditional trust to that. And why so many, the places that I've lived, my teams have shown me before I've ever gotten there. They've shown me pictures of glimpses of the house or the number of the house before I've gotten there, so that I know that that house was chosen for my spirit, and my spirit chooses it before I even get there. And so that's why we think sometimes the things we wonder and we worry about, the spirits are already working on our behalf. Just like I explained in my video about the dogs yesterday. How can we learn from the dogs and just let go? You're going to have your meal, you'll be taken care of. You will. Trust it. You've got an infinite number of consciousness and beings of all that is source creator that's just loving you in your becoming. That source creator is loving you in all that you are, excited to explore who you are, to express who you are, and to experience who you are. That's the 3 E's. Explore, express, and then experience. You're experiencing it all the way, right? So be okay with it. Be okay with the you know, when you're moving about your life and all of a sudden you have that memory of your grandfather, or your cousin, whatever it might be. Even if they're alive, they don't even have to be passed on. It's the quantum field that is awakening within us all. The more that heart chakra clears, you can feel those energies from all over the planet. Why it's really important that we're centering and sending out vibrations of love, especially with what's going on the planet right now. Because there's a lot of sifting, if you will, you know, the sifting, you know, the sifter that gets the flour. And there's so much of the density that's just falling away. And so really be centered so that you're sending out those heart radiations and those heart pulsations of pure love into the grids, and pure love and goodwill to all, goodwill to all, goodwill to all. And just spend 5 minutes a day, you know, just sending out love and Reiki and love and joy to your path, because it's going to come back to you, you know. And then just allow, you know, the experience that we have with all others to be their unique experience. And you don't have to take it on personally. You can choose not to take whatever is going on and just stay in your center and be that illumination and that radiation of light for others, to show the way that there's another way to behave, there's another way to move about life and to care for one another at a heart level. And that can be felt, you know, the intentions and the discussions and the communications are all felt, heartfelt. That's what intuition is. You're feeling it at the heart level, and it turns everything in your fields on. Your cognitive, your inner sight, your audible, your clairsentience, your knowingness, it's all instantaneous. And it's even felt before you even actually are in front of them. It's actually felt when they're not even around you. I can feel stuff of people that are not even around me. And that's where it becomes really important, especially for empaths and intuitives, because we're connecting as the one heart, as many of the higher consciousness 5D worlds, and why we're going through what we're going through. When we become 5D, there is no hiding. Everything will be known. You know, your fields will be completely transparent. You know, those of us that can see and can feel and sense, it's all in the fields, and it's all in audible view and conscious clairsentience view. The teams right now are assisting us with veils and filters so that we're not overwhelmed by what we're seeing and feeling. And those that, depending on your experience and how long you've been doing it, your teams will always, and your higher self will always, through the benevolent play, always benevolent, because there's some that are not benevolent. In your benevolent work that you're moving in, you're calling in those experiences so that you're only tapping into what you need to tap into, so that you won't necessarily have all access to it. But when we're completely 5D and everyone is clairsentient and everyone's clairaudient, you can feel the energies that are truthful and not truthful. And usually when you're at that frequency, there's no need to do that, because you've worked through why would you need to lie anyways, and not truthfulness and manipulations and all those things that we all move through in the game, right? It's the game. That will be worked out, you know, because we see and we understand that the surrender of spirit, there's no need to, right? Because it can be felt and it can be known, and then those people choose to not engage and move around because there's you know, obviously consequences and experiences that come with relating in this truth and non-integrity. But those are the parts of the game that we're all healing, you know. But as your bodies and your senses turn on, this is what can be felt, and why they were showing me earlier that it's a dance with spirit, and why the more that you're taking that daily self-care, you can be more in tune to the energies and the experiences you really want to. And being aware that when your heart's centered, you can align yourself in a much more direct way, and knowing that what is my soul's growth today, what is my soul's desire today, what are my energetic explorations and experiences that I want to express for myself. And when you're setting those intentions and you're aligning with your pillar of light, your source creator, then those experiences are going to become less and less. Because again, the sifting out, you know, those that want to play in the continued, you know, 3D, 4D dramas, will continue to play that out because they have unique soul paths and their lessons that have to be learned. And you can still be there for the illumination, but you can choose how to honor your field and your body so that your light and your energies are being focused in other areas. You're not co-creating energetically. And that's really, really important. We had a show a little while ago about quantum entanglement. I think I made a show about it, a video. Because it's really important to step outside energetically, call all your light and call all your energy in so that you're co-creating in a way that serves you and your soul's path. And your teams will tell you, your teams will come forward and say, focus on your light, focus in your new direction, focus in your new direction. Because when you worry and when you send the energy back there, you're still co-creating on a subtle level. And even if it's still a karmic cycle. So it's really important that we get clear, you know, what am I creating today? And that's how we create mastery. So that you're stepping off those old cycles and stepping into what you really want to co-create. And then you get to feel, you know, your empowerment. That's where true empowerment comes from. When you get to choose as a sovereign being what you want to engage with energetically. It's all neutral. It's all source. But you can feel it at a heartfelt level where that feels good and that doesn't feel good. Then you get to make that choice. And that's what source and the creators and your teams and your soul really get excited about. And they've been sharing with me, you know, it's been a really rich experience because now you can sense at the subtlest level what feels good and what doesn't, you know, and you can choose as a master to really hone in on what feels good. And so own it, honor it, claim it, acknowledge it. That's how you become the master and who you are as a multidimensional being. And it can be, for me, the sensing that I have, it's like a wave of multidimensional, like a movie screen going on right now. And that's because I've turned on different senses all at once for what I need to see, because I can see medical things in those experiences as well to help, you know, imbalances, or I can see things that are threading me back to assist in the healing of that, or just in being in my field, corrects and realigns others because of the Christ consciousness that I carry. And many others carry it as well. But that's why I have those experiences, and I'm highly empathic and I'm highly emotive, which means that I pick up on those energies of others even when they're not near me. You know, when they could be on the other side of the world, I pick up on it. You know, and it really, I will have classes on it because they're saying that it's important that I offer these classes so that when people begin to awaken to their bodies, they're not freaked out and they're not sent into a tailspin of what to do, because it can be overwhelming. And why we've been offering for quite a while to really create daily self-care so that you're owning in your commandmentship and you're honoring of who you are as a being of light, and you can feel and sense things in a multidimensional level and way so that you're not overwhelmed, you're getting enough sleep so that your body can regenerate, and you're allowing yourself to really, really hone in on what feels good and what doesn't, and really start releasing what doesn't feel good, you know, in the environment, you know, foods and entertainment, all those things, what doesn't feel good, and let it go, you know, and allow it to have its path with source creator. And that's what Jesus was always telling me, that anything that we let go, we do it in the most honoring and loving way, and it will have its continued path with source creator, and it will become its own transcension within that experience, because it never ever goes anywhere. Anything that we release and let go of, it doesn't go anywhere. It's always energy. Energy is always energy, and in its path with source, it will have its highest potentiation to be transmuted into the path that it was meant to, because source knows. Source is source. Whether it's a habit, whether it's you know, behavior, any types of things like that. If you have the profundity to create that pattern, that anxiety, whatever it is, you have the same profundity to heal it and correct it and transcend it. Step over the glitch. And so just know that I have the power. I walk with source. I am source. As my name is, I am, and I will. You know, and do your healing that night and in the morning when you wake up before your feet hit the floor. You know, as when I'm laying in bed, and I'm going to do some vlogging, and give you an example of an experience of healing, self-healing. And they really work with me. It really, really works with me. So, and the teams have given me many different things to work with because of the Christ consciousness that I share and I have within me. And I'm continuing to practice and press out, because there is no words and description that we have for Christ consciousness. You know, it's not like a spatula, you know, it's quantum, you know, and I'm using it in different ways. And that's why I was suggesting that every one of my client sessions have been profound, and like, it's like, wow, that came out of nowhere. I don't even know what to call that. You know, we don't have, there's no words for these gifts that we've got coming on. And it's just like, okay, what do I call this? You know, and we're becoming more spatially fluid with energy. That's how I see it. That's how I feel it. It's spatially, I'm in there. I'm in this quantum matrix experience of energy, quantum energy. And I say matrix in the 5D way, not in the way that the movies have portrayed. Been there, done that. I'm ready to be over here now. But this is where we don't have words for those types of things that I've been seeing and experiencing. You know, I don't need to name it, but I'm just like, wow, that was new. Where'd that come from? But those are the packets of information and the gifts and all the things that are in your fields and your DNA that are ready to come on so that you can be a part of the greater 5D pressing out. And they will be needed. And so we're going to try mediumship with pets and animals and anything else that wants to come through. Thank you, all of the beings, and just such gratitude. Thank you, Divine and Holy Mother, and all the spirit animals and all of the energies that we are here, and we offer the highest blessing of all oneness of who we are with the Divine Holy Creator and the Holy Mother Father, the omnipresent and spirit within all life, all things. All life is very sacred. All life is divinely miraculous. How may we flow within the breath that is Source Creator, and how may we live as the joys and the blessings of all that we are, from the highest beings of holy light creators, archangels, ascended masters, all consciousness that has intelligence working with us in symbiosis of love. This is the process of our awakening into who we are as fluid members and co-creators of this beautiful experience. Thank you so much, Divine Holy Creators, Holy Mother Father, and thank you, Mother Father and Spirit, God, Creators, all that is Spirit. We thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be a part of this experience. Thank you, Gaia, for all of your energies and all of the beautiful animals that walk with me every day. I'm so very grateful. So very grateful. Thank you, the fairies, the gnomes, and the pixies that are always with me in every moment of the day. We thank you, Mother Mary, and all of the divine sisterhoods. Thank you, Divine Mother Mary. Thank you, Divine Blessed Ones. So she's just saying, just be very precious and gentle with yourselves. You know, be precious. Be precious. Don't wait for someone else to show that to you, and don't wait for someone else to be that for you, or to show you, or to tell you. Be precious. You were born as is, that beautiful embryo, that beautiful chrysalis that the Divine Mother was showing me. Yes, that beautiful moon. You're precious. You're precious. And feel into it. What does that feel like? Wow, I'm precious. And you allow yourself to know that and to honor that in bed at night. Wow, I'm precious. And really give yourself self-love. That way you're preparing yourself for that really beautiful sacred love that's coming, where it's sacred on every level. And there's nothing hidden. There's there's nothing that's not transparent in sacred love. It's all transparent. It's all viewable. It's all honorable. It's all alchemy with one another. That's sacredness, where you're honoring yourself as sacred and allowing others to be sacred with you in a multidimensional way. And it's no different to us as conduits working with the collective, so that we're honoring the sacredness of all children, of all beings, of all experiences. And how can we infuse that light into this so that we can become a sacred family? We're a sacred family. Regardless of what we think it looks like, we're sacred. The gnomes and the fairies matter. All life matters. And they have a very precious experience on earth, amplifying the vibrations of nature elements for us. The matter. It all matters. So thank you so much, dear lovely ones. It wasn't so short. I was hoping to be a little bit shorter. But thank you so much. And we hope that you've enjoyed it. And we're going to put out more offerings. We're so happy and grateful for all of the beings of light and all of the beings of spirit that walk with us and are a part of our presence. And we're so grateful for you to be precious within yourself and offer the light and honoring of all others. And just know that everybody's moving through great change. Hold your heart with compassion and honor. Hold your heart with the loving knowingness that we are all beautiful, brilliant beings of oneness, and we're all allowing ourselves to come forward in the most magnificent way to be more of who we are, to honor who we are, and to give everyone compassion and kindness and patience in our paths, because we're all moving through this for the first time. And allow yourself just to to reach out, you know, and offer a hand of care and offer a hand of kindness, you know, does so much. And Feel into the prayers of knowingness for all collectives, for all beings, to know that they are precious and cared for and they are held in the Most High. And it just takes a few minutes of intentional prayer, intentional moments that all of the issues will be resolved by our wisdoms and our intelligences to be that light, to be that oneness, to be that sense of love for one another. We must, we must, come forward and be that love for those that are yet to find it for themselves, that are those that yet to numb it within their experiences and their soul's journey. They're seeking to know that, they're seeking to be that, but we can still hold it for them. We can still hold it and mirror it to them and radiate it to them and pray for the experience that they are perfect. They're all perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Precious and perfect. Precious and perfect. Precious and perfect. 2021 is ready for equality and balance and oneness and harmony, and we are the ambassadors of light and oneness. So very, very, very special. So very special. So special. And I'm in this vibration of like, wow, it's huge. We are this. This is why we're here. The embodiment of why we're here. We are here. We are here. Make no mistake. We're here for that. To be the joy and the embodiment of oneness. So how can we be it? And have fun being it. Yay! We gotta have fun, right? So, and this is why our teams are saying, step out of your comfort zone, because you're gonna have fun. It's part of your oneness. You're showing others it's okay. You're showing others that yes, we can do this in a new way. We must break the bread and the mold from what was. We must. In however way we're excited to do so. And then we can do it little steps, and we can do it sometimes big quantum leaps at sometimes. But in any way they will be taken. Those steps will be taken. So why wait? I mean, it's been eons of the same games, Let's break bread and let's begin. We are all one. We are all precious. We are all needed. We are all valued. We are. There's not one person on this planet that doesn't come with a sacred gift as the sacred name that they are a source. There isn't. There isn't. Source creator. How can we devalue source? It's part of the experience. But we are the embodiment of oneness. And that, just wrap your head around that. It's just like, wow, feel into it. Wow. That person on the street, I'm one. We're brothers, man. Bring it together. As the Beatles say, all you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. I hope YouTube doesn't take this down because I sang that one sentence. Yeah, I sing the Beatles. All right? And you can't put Alicia on me. From our dog video yesterday. You got to watch that. It was so funny. All my dogs were coming in. Too funny. So we're going to have little pet videos here and there, little furry friends. Maybe we'll call it Furry Friend Friday. If I can say that fast. But thank you, everybody. Love you. Bye. Don't forget you're precious. You're precious. I know that. You're precious. We love you.